Pro tips. So let your personality shine. Write as if you're writing to a friend. Now, if when you're writing your book, you're writing it in whatever, first person, third person, you're from a omniscient, point of view, or if it's a nonfiction, you're just kind of like writing one way. But here you can make it a little bit more conversational, and depending on the type of book, but generally, and you can kind of let your personality shine through a little bit in the sales copy. Don't repeat yourself. Don't keep making the same points all throughout, because that's just, people just stop paying attention. So just, make each point once and maybe repeat it in the close, if anywhere. Stick to the biggest plot points or pain points that you're solving. You don't have to list every sub story. You don't have to list every single thing that your book solves. Get to the main ones, the ones that are most important, the ones that are going to resonate the most with your reader. Don't give away your plot, as I mentioned before, or don't tell them what the solution is. Just tell them what the result they're going to get from you providing the solution. Just give them enough to tease them to want to read the book. Don't mention more than 2 characters, as I mentioned. Don't list all the locations in your book. Like if you're writing the next James Bond kind of book and he's going to Paris and London and Moscow and South Africa, it's like you don't be listing all the locations unless the location in and of itself is central to the story. Like you're writing about Sherlock Holmes tracking down Jack the Ripper. So the fact that it's in like 1920 London, England is relevant. It's core to what the story is, So if the location is core to the story, to the premise, then you mention it. But yeah, I mean, some people just want, talk about all these exciting places the characters go. It doesn't help you here. Again, if you're doing an author interview, yes, go ahead. Describe the hero's journey, but leave lots to their imagination. Don't give it all away. Just give them enough to get their minds going and thinking, what's going to happen next? What would I do in that situation? Oh my gosh, that's terrible. What's going to happen? Right? Leave it to their imagination. And leave out secondary plots. Leave out reader reviews. So Amazon reviews from readers, don't pull them and put them into your description. But if you have professional endorsements, so, if another author, wrote, this book from so-and-so is blah, 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 you can put that in. If you got a professional review, you can put those in. But if you're going to put them up at the top, then make sure your tag is still visible before the read more button. And as I mentioned, sometimes an endorsement or review can work as your hook as well. If it's phrased in a way where it perks their interest or, really kind of tells them what you're doing in an exciting way, you can use that as your hook and a review at the same time. Of course, all of these can be included in the editorial review section as well. So you don't have to put any of them in your description. So that's it for as far as how to write. And I hope that's really helpful for you guys and give you guys some more confidence with writing your copy. But if you're still not confident in writing your copy, I'm going to give you a couple other options as well. Because you don't have to do it yourself if you don't want to. But it's not as hard as we kind of think it is. But, it is something you're probably going to take a few tries at. And as I say, just look at what the other guys are doing. You can kind of model what you see other authors have done. That if it works for you, if it makes you want to buy their book, you can just kind of take those things that they did and just talk about your book in that same way.